concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Houston Rockets. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. And the Houston Rockets starting five. Harden and Gordon are out on the wings. Robert Covington out there with PJ Tucker. And it's Westbrook in at the one spot. And for the Lakers, Green and Deibys in at the forward positions. Caldwell Pope out there with LeBron James. And it's McGee in at the five, roaming the paint. Clark, the rookies are still trying to get their firm footing as the new season begins and a new arena for them opens up. Talk about your journey over the course of your rookie year.
Yeah, I remember it was really exciting to have fulfilled the dream of being an NBA player. I struggled early in the season, particularly against some of the veteran guys I ran up against, but found my rhythm and really played extremely well for the second segment of the season. But there was a period, Kevin, when I ran into a wall and just had nothing in terms of sharpness or legs. And then all of a sudden, after about a week and a half of that, it just went away. And I hit my stride and finished strong.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything. Still playing at an MVP level. LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and some would argue of all time. We can't take for granted what we've been able to witness.
On the free throw, no good. And now in his mid-30s, LeBron showing no sign of slowing down.
Man, his dedication to training and really maintaining his body, second to none. Alongside his prodigious athleticism, it seems that's made a huge difference.
Now here's LeBron. Harden missing his last shot. From 11 feet away, in deep, Deibys drops it in.
And I'll tell you what, guys, I think that's the best part of James's game, and he's got a lot of good parts, but his vision is otherworldly.
Harden outside. There's the triple. They get it back. Tucker can't get it to go.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
LeBron outside. Left side, Deibys. And they double up Deibys. Lakers working the ball around now. Shoots over Tucker. Shot clock at 5. Again, Los Angeles.
Kick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Westbrook kicks to Gordon. From deep. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
Now here is McGee for three. Caldwell Pope can't hit that one. Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David.
Well, Kevin, he gave me some broad strokes regarding the game plan. He said we want to work the ball into the paint, high percentage looks, and then get to the foul line if we can. We'll see how they try to accomplish that throughout the game. Kevin?
Thank you, David. The Rockets shooting their first free throws here for the night. And the first one at the line is good. And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy, Greg, it would be PJ Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, PJ gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
You know, starting out in the D-League, then bouncing around the international circuit, Tucker took the long, hard road to get here.
And the Lakers decide to take their first time out here.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
Green, he's checked in for the Lakers.
He's so good at creating his own shot. He's just got an endless supply of moves. LeBron James.
And here's Harden for three, rebounded by the Lakers. And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers' history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well, just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russell's career.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. At the elbow, it's James. Shoots a fader. Russell Westbrook with the rebound.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Gordon. Another miss by Houston. Lakers leading by 3. James in the post. He's covered by Westbrook. James misses. Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Covington. The rebound by Caldwell Pope. Lakers have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Westbrook against James. Westbrook can't get it to go.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Here's Deibys trying to get open as Kuzma. And Deibys with the basket on the assist by James.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Deibys. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Now, here is Harden. He's coming off a 37-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Sinks the triple.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Caldwell Pope outside. Back to James. And James throws it down hard.
Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel. James is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
It's trailed by 4. Westbrook with a wide open look. Off target from three-point range. Here's Green. Here's Davis. They kick it out to Green. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. Lakers passing it around. The pass to Davis. Over Westbrook. The Rockets pull it in. And Westbrook throws it down.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Now here's LeBron. 29 points for him last game against Houston. There's Green with the 3. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. And it's Harden with the ball for the Rockets. Trailing by 5. From deep. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be back with you shortly. LeBron James is the all-time leader in playoff field goals made, and he had this to say about his ability to nail clutch shots.
got it. I always feel like I got it in the clutch, no matter what's going on throughout the course of a game. Even when you're struggling at times or you're not shooting the ball particularly well, I just feel like it's going in.
And you know, Greg, that's the type of confidence you got to have.
The words of a leader. James has proven time and time again that he's dangerous in late game situations.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Lakers.
Boy, guys, their play in the low post has been excellent right off the bat.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
So on the floor for Houston, we've got Rivers. Green is out there with Damari Carroll. Then it's Ben McLemore. Rondo passes to Brantley. Back to Rondo. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. A lot of players keep track of their stats, their own team stats. But Clark, how much do guys pay attention to stats in game?
I have no idea. I mean, I know stat sheets are given to the coaches during the timeouts throughout the game, but I don't think players in general are able to monitor their numbers. Now, there are exceptions to every rule. I imagine every team may have a player or two that can chart his numbers during the game, but the vast majority are too occupied with playing the game to keep up with the stats.
And they're looking up at the scoreboard, too, aren't they? Because they give individual stats up on the board.
Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you that, and then watching replays is one of my pet peeves with players. I mean, they should just focus on playing the game instead of always looking up to see if they fouled it.
Pass to Green. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
That's simply an outstanding play, working the size mismatch right at the rim.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Here's Waiters. That shot off the mark. And the Rockets take it the other way to the middle. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down to just 3 in the basket from Carroll.
Like how assertive Carroll is near the basket, capitalizing inside.
Bradley passes to Howard. Rondo looking around. Waiters outside. 5 on the clock. Here's Howard, and it's Dwight Howard with the finish.
Howard determined to punish the rim and scare off defenders when he gets inside. Watch out now.
Rockets trail by 5. Now Rivers. 11 points for him in that last game against the Lakers.
You know, even though it's a point-blank range shot, that's not an easy one, especially when the defense is that tight.
Pass to Waiters with the fadeaway. Rebound by Jeff Green.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Passes to Rivers. Here's the 3. The Lakers with the rebound.
He is 0 for his last however many this quarter, guys. Might need to get him out and let him settle down a bit here.
Now here's Waiters, and the shot goes down. And now a 7-point Laker lead.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal, has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
And here's Rondo following Jeff Green's 3. Rondo passes to Morris. And here's Bradley from 3. Green with the rebound. Last outing for Houston, it was a loss to the Lakers. 1:44 left in the first half of the game. Fires from the wing. Yep, that one goes in there. Bradley with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Outside Rondo. Fires the 3. Bradley can't get it to go. The Rockets have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Now here's McLemore. Defense right on him. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Ben McLemore. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Lakers. JaVale McGee's checked in for Morris. And Kyle Kuzma's subbed in for Dion Waiters. Kuzma outside. Here's McGee. That shot no good. And it's Houston the other way. Feeds to Gordon. It's good. This game is all even. Gordon's got 5.
Nice to see Gordon use his touch down low. I mean, not the biggest guy, but still skilled at scoring close to the bucket.
Rondo against Westbrook. McGee the pass to Kuzma. Nice shot from the wing. Kuzma's got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, for such a young player, Kuzma has a tremendous amount of confidence and seems to be comfortable no matter where he is and what the circumstance is.
Now here's Harden. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Clock at 4. Plays it up and banks it in. Harden's got the game tied up here for the Rockets.
Even when you think you have Harden pinned up, he still gets a shot past you. Incredibly creative.
Tie game in Los Angeles. A chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Dwight, what are you seeing from your opponent tonight?
They're a tough team. You know, they play hard, they play together, they move the ball, and they know how to play within the offense, you know. And we've been doing a better job on the defensive end, and I think tonight we came out with the right mentality. We just got to keep it up.
Dwight, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 8 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And taking a look at the Lakers, Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, this is a close game. Every point matters. Right now, they're not getting to the line much. To win this kind of matchup, you got to be the aggressor. You got to be, you just got to be aggressive. Let's just see if they can ramp up their intensity, Ernie.
How about you, Kenny? What did you think about Houston?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight. Not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
After a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, Green and Deibys in at the forward position. LeBron James is out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's McGee in at the 5 down low. Now here is McGee after the miss from Contavious Caldwell Pope. It's good, and that's now 10 points for LeBron. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Westbrook with the steal. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And so Houston again turning it over. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Sunday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And it's Davis with the ball for the Lakers. The lead is 2. It's Davis on the wing. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And guys, at this point in his career, Anthony Davis just entering his prime. Crazy to think when you look at what he's already accomplished thus far.
First free throw is good. And we were talking about Anthony Davis. How do you even put into words, Greg, what he's able to do on the basketball floor?
I mean, he's entering the conversation among the best big men of all time. On a nightly basis, dominating in so many facets of the game. Really, it's remarkable.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. Rockets trail by 5. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Tucker with the ball. McGee's there. Tucker can't get it to go.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Now here's James. 10 points for him. Rocket 6. Back to McGee. They kick it out to Green. Here's Davis. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer. That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Caldwell Pope finds James. Outside, Davis. Over Harden. And again, it's the Lakers.
They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
And Westbrook, here we go. Great tee that time from Davis.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
Par for the course for James. I mean, he forces his man to overcommit, gets the bucket, and draws the foul.
And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
Free throw good, LeBron.
Amongst the many things that I appreciate most about LeBron James, and there are a lot, his leadership. I mean, everybody else just kind of naturally falls into place behind him because he's such a good example and a positive leader.
Lakers leading by 7. The pass to Davis. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 4 assists now tonight.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Howard's checked in for Los Angeles. Avery Bradley comes in for Caldwell Pope. Howard against Green. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Dwight Howard.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
The Rockets have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. The free throw drops for Jeff Green. And Jeff Green drops them both. Los Angeles leading by 7. LeBron passes to Bradley. He's looking for James and finds him. A wide open look here for Kuzma. Buries the long-range jumper. Kuzma's got 5.
Tell you what, guys, he seems to improve with every game. I mean, Kuzma continues to hone his catch-and-shoot game.
In the corner, Harden. 1:44 left in the third. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contribution, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
He hits the second from the line. Clark, I want to take you back a bit here to 1982. What was going through your mind over your first few NBA games?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I was really excited and thankful to have a chance to realize a dream, but I was also a little bit nervous going up against some of the guys that I had watched and idolized from afar. But once you're between those lines, it's not about idolizing guys, it's about trying to posterize them.
Any player in particular, one player that you looked out on the floor and you were out there as well saying, oh my goodness, look who I'm playing against tonight?
Well, when we first saw the Celtics and the Sixers, Larry Bird and those great teams in the 80s, Cedric Maxwell and Kevin McHale, and the Sixers, my rookie year, won it all. And they had Moses Malone, Dr. J, Bobby Jones, some of the greats in the game. So those two teams, and Dr. J and Larry Bird in particular.
And so it's Houston with it after LeBron James's miss. Here's Westbrook, got a piece of it.
Upping his intensity on the defensive end, love to see that. Kuzma uses his length and athleticism to challenge and alter shots.
Now here's LeBron, 13 points in the game. That's good again, his 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you could see the immediate reaction of the guys in the bench. They are pumped up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition, switch, ignited.
With 1 on the clock, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Los Angeles, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And so in the game for the Rockets, Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Green is out there with DeMarre Carroll, and it's Tucker in at center.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Now Howard. Jeff Green missing from long range. Clock is at 3. Here's Deibys. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Green's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Harden inside the 3-point line. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Rondo kicks to Kuzma. Rondo passes to Kuzma. 3-pointer. Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got 5 rebounds tonight. From beyond the arc, a 3-pointer is right on target.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Now here is Deibys. Kuzma with it. Now Green defending. Count the basket. And that's now 7 points for Kyle Kuzma.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Dwight Howard.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Boy, the points they've produced off their play in the post have been so valuable for them in this game, guys. I mean, it's been a huge part of what they're doing.
Yeah, but I also like the balance because they're doing a great job of getting inside and converting around the rim. I really like their aggressiveness.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. JaVale McGee's checked in for Howard. Green comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Avery Bradley. Now here's Caldwell-Pope. Down low, McGee. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Well, you look at McGee and the career resurgence he's undergone, guys, outstanding. I mean, when he's been in the right situation, he's been very effective.
2 shots. He's off on the first. He can't make the second free throw either. Missing both. Rockets trail by 5. Westbrook finds Harden. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on JaVale McGee.
You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball. And that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
And Clark, last year, Harden was quoted in saying, most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
Rondo against Covington. Stolen by Gordon. To the paint. That one's in there. The Lakers' lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Covington.
Man, I'm impressed by the level of concentration Covington has on these difficult finishes. I mean, in this league, you have to get used to making shots despite being bumped a little bit or being challenged at a high level.
And it's Deibys finishing it off.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here at the elbow, Green. And Green slams it in.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Harden, that's good.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments, loves stepping up at crucial times.
Pass to Deibys. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Pass to Rondo. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Davis kicks to Rondo. 5 to shoot from deep. Green, but they recover it. Here's Davis. Nice hit again. The shot's good from McGee.
And, you know, with his size and presence in the post, McGee has a lot of value on the offensive glass.
On the wing, Harden. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
LeBron's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Green's checked in.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
And Davis gets it to go on the assist by James. LeBron's got his 6th assist on the night. Timeout called the Rockets. They're trailing by 4. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Now here's Harden. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Harden's got 13 points in the second half.
He's such a clutch shooter, Kevin. He just lives for the big shot.
Here's LeBron. Oh, what a play! Woo!
LeBron James is clutch. Not the first time he's done that, nor will it be the last.
1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Caldwell Pope against Harden. Left side, Westbrook. Back to Harden to tie it up. Good! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
This is exactly what happens when you allow James Harden to heat up.
LeBron with it. Now Covington. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up? Boy, is it tough to stop LeBron right now.
Rockets on offense. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Harden can't hit.
They came close there to tying it up.
Yeah, you know, and after the way they fought back into it here in the fourth, that would have been a big bucket for them.
Now here's James. Yes!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They trail by 4. 19 seconds left in the game. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's Gordon missing, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
And that's an intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, his defensive quickness sets him apart.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, no way that should have taken so long. They don't have that much time to waste. They need to foul immediately.
He drops the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
Shooting for Los Angeles, LeBron James. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. And so the Lakers take the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just don't care who scored the ball. So the ball movement was great. Everybody's rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotion. That's all we ask. That's all coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.